you think I didn't know when you wouldn't answer your phone? Like I wouldn't put it together, you wanted to be alone. I gave you space, gave you patience and time, but it turns out all you needed was a way to draw the line. Always fishing for compliments, never right your wrongs, and it's a madhouse trying to figure you out. But I knew better than to just jump ship, so I put up with all your bullshit. You think I didn't know when you stopped telling me you wanted me? It's not like I forgot what it was like when you flaunted me. You told me I was right for you, my chest had always tightened, and you always said the right thing, and you never left me wondering. But I ain't waiting around for you to decide what you wanna do. I know my worth and so do you. Yeah, yeah, I deserve better, better than you. I deserve someone who wants me to. I deserve better, better than you. I deserve someone who wants me to, yeah. No, I don't wanna lie, say that it didn't take time to tell myself that it was right in the meantime. Gotta take up all the space in my prime time, never losing real estate in my mind. Do you weigh me down, trying to doubt, making me think that my love was way too loud? Try again, I'm right where I need to be, so please believe I'll never be on my hands and knees begging you for anything, cause I don't need anything from you. I could be delicate and let it get to me, baby, but I'd rather know my yeses never be somebody's maybe. I ain't waiting around for you to decide what you wanna do. I know my worth and so do you. Yeah, yeah, I deserve better, better than you. I deserve someone who wants me to. I deserve better, better than you. I deserve someone who wants me to. Yeah, I deserve better, better than you. I deserve someone who wants me to. Yeah, I deserve better, better than you. I deserve someone who wants me to, yeah.
Meet your next favorite artist, Sarah Olivia Buss.
Yeah.
Sarah, welcome, welcome. And let me be the first to say Ed Sheeran could never.
Thank you.
No, seriously, how did you get through that whole song without, like, it sounded like you never once took a breath. That's
It's
like you didn't
crazy.
you went like 2.5, 3 minutes without ever breathing. That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's
Impressive.
literally, it's choreographed. Like, the same
Really?
way that Ed does it. Yeah, it's like choreographed.
Oh, the same
to the point.
The same way that. Oh, wait. So is
Yeah.
that actually like? Wait. So do you know like Ed Sheeran's music like that then?
Oh, yeah. I used to
Oh.
like dissect it as a kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Uh-huh.
Wait. So Ed Sheeran like plants his breaths and stuff like that.
I think so. If you watch him perform closely like a maniac the way that I do, or did.
Sure.
Yeah, you start to see like where he takes his breaths and how deeply he does it. And I think that's part of like the
Cool.
science of being able to fit so much, like so many words.
Yeah.
But yeah, it makes it so much easier. It starts becoming muscle memory, and then you just breathe when you need to breathe. And sometimes in the shows it's different. Obviously, you're like gasping, but
Sure.
But yeah, it's literally like choreography.
Do you like write it with the breaths in mind, or do you? Awesome, that's so cool. So you write it
No.
first and then figure it out later.
And then I sing it as fast as I
Right,
can.
I
I go,
love
okay,
that.
I feel like I'm gonna die about the end of the first verse,
Sure,
and then
sure.
I choreograph a breath there.
So have you ever heard him talk about it, or do you just like clock and watch him and you've come to that conclusion yourself?
Yeah, I think obviously like his influences are very rap heavy, especially like London,
Oh, I didn't know
UK
that.
rap. Yeah, it's very
That
like
makes
hip hop
sense.
heavy, and then he introduced like a folk
Sure.
element to it. So I think just watching him do it over and over again and watching like those live performances make a huge difference. Obviously you can
Sure.
hear it in the recording,
Totally.
but they cut a lot of that stuff. So you don't get to, you just hear the words, you don't really hear the breath.
Right.
So,
I kind of like hot take. I kind of love to hear breath in a recording.
Yeah, me too.
Me too. Yeah, I
like,
hate when they take it out.
I know it just
Yeah.
feels inauthentic. I'm like, I don't know.
Sometimes it feels like it's like purposeful, you know, like it's necessary.
I am so guilty of like breath as a downbeat. That's part of my performance. Like
Yeah.
there are often times where I need the breath cut, but there's other times where I'm like, and like, no, that's part of it.
Yeah.
Like that's a pick up to the downbeat. It's part of the dramatics. Don't you dare.
I hate breaths in a song.
Really?
It's just from like engineering and producing.
Yeah.
So like to me, they're just messy.
Yeah.
Because they're inconsistent. They're just like, they're an extra thing.
I take it
you're
you're not a
adding.
big like ASMR guy.
Well, nope. Which is hilarious because I'm like, ooh, that microphone is really nice. But everyone else is like, was that whipped cream that they just sprayed into? It doesn't matter. So they're...
All I can think of right now is Shakira's She-Wolf, where she goes,
You know what? I can't listen to that stuff. It feels hot in
And
my
they're like,
ears.
that's the one.
Yeah,
It feels
Keep
like
it.
hot breath, and I can't.
I feel like hot
can't
breath.
listen to it.
You heard it here first.
Yeah,
Pat
like-
Constant, hot breath. Hire me for weddings and bar mitzvahs.
I'm imagining the engineer just being like,
Can we get another breath?
Can we get real quick? Do some jogging in place and ready and go.
exactly.
Sometimes it's intentional, and I think you can feel it. But when it's every other line, it's like it's a lot. I feel
Yeah,
like.
yeah, yeah,
You guys
yeah.
should get checked for asthma at that point.
I have it. Maybe that's why I hate it.
So you get it on a personal level. Yeah.
That style is just such a hallmark of Ed Sheeran that as soon as you started getting into the patter of it, I went, this has him all over it.
Yep.
Is he obviously he's one of your favorite artists. Is he your number one? Is like,
Yeah.
where does he stand? Oh, really? Awesome.
Definitely. Yeah, I think he does such a good job. I think like being from Texas and then moving all over, it's been very hard to find a genre that fits me because I think no matter what I do, it's going to be country music. So I think
Interesting take.
listening to him growing up and feeling like you can mix, like people will say find your genre, but I feel like you're stunting your growth.
For sure.
I feel like he is a perfect example of like finding a mix of all the things that influence you and still being able to like storytell throughout that. You
Awesome.
know?
So
Yeah.
how long are you in Texas? Because this is in New York City. So how long
Yeah.
are you in Texas for?
So I grew up in Texas. So I was there until I went off to college. So my whole life.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So your whole upbringing was Texas.
Yeah,
that makes
very
sense.
Texan.
No,
Yeah.
so then you must have a lot of country influence in there.
Yeah, I love the
Cool.
music. Don't love the laws, but I do love the music.
Yeah, no, of course.
Big influence. Really, folk storytelling has been
Sure.
consistent, very lyric heavy, and very heavy on that.
Yeah, because I would say that there are two kinds of people who use a lot of lyrics and storytelling in their music. It is country fans and theater people.
Yeah,
So,
very theatrical.
Yeah. Like countries. Listen, I don't know. Some country fans might love to knock theater and say that that's beneath them and too kitschy and corny, but they're birds of a feather to me. You're both telling stories and you both have a flair for the dramatic.
Have you ever listened to a Carrie Underwood song before?
No, who's that?
She's very.
Yeah, my dad
theatrical.
had that
Yeah.
on my dad.
You got it. No, one more time.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath.
It's a great way to stay in shape.
It's a great way to stay. Have you guys ever seen Family Guy?
It's a great way to stay in shape.
So where did you go to school?
So graduated in Texas, went to college at Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee. For
Nice.
2 years, studied journalism, nothing to do with music.
Sure.
And then moved to New York to finish. I actually went to musical theater school. So,
You went
See,
to school
Yeah.
for journalism.
yeah, I did
Interesting.
2 years because my parents were really supportive of doing music and they were like, you can absolutely move to Nashville, but we need you to find a major that like you can continue to be, you know, like make something of yourself in the industry while doing music, like support your music career.
Sure.
And I loved writing. I think all my stuff is very lyric heavy. And so I wanted to find something I could write. And I've always been really good at writing and I've really enjoyed it. So I was like, okay, journalism's the way. Journalism was not the way.
Was being in such a major music machine like Nashville something that kind of pulled you back to that?
Actually, I did the opposite. It pushed me away and I think I burnt
Okay.
out for a while. So the 2 years I
Interesting.
lived there, I didn't write any songs.
Really?
Yeah. It was just very odd because I think it was at a very pivotal time in my life where I needed to figure it out. And I was stuck in this, like, exactly how you put it, like music making machine. And I didn't really know who I was. I was like 18.
Sure.
And yeah, so I was like really trying to figure it out and I just burnt out. I didn't feel like I fit in and I felt really weird writing my songs because there was nowhere to like play them and make sense. I think everybody was playing the same stuff. And I thought I need to do that instead of like just be, you know, a unique thing in the industry. So
Yeah.
it's a weird time.
So when you got to New York, how did things start looking for you? Did you were you picking up and writing your own music right away, or did you immerse in theater and focus on that for a bit before becoming like a more music focused artist?
You know what's funny is I left Nashville and I was like music theater is the way to go. And that's probably the happiest I've ever been was in musical theater school. I think everybody's really like figuring it out, but all together. It's so supportive environment. Like
Yeah.
it was great. And realized like being a country singer in New York City, I stuck out so much more than being a country singer in Nashville. And you can hear it in my like discography. If you go through my songs, you can hear where I had a couple meetings with some managers in Nashville and they were like, you got to figure out your genre and blah, blah, blah.
That's annoying.
And you can hear it. You can hear the country songs start to come out and be very country, be very like Daniel
Okay.
Bradbury, be
That's
very
cool.
Carrie Underwood.
That's cool.
And then you can see when I moved to New York and then I moved to LA for a while and I recorded all the songs that I wrote there. And you can hear that. You can hear the difference. Like you can really see it. Well, I can plain as day, but you know.
Did you do any recording before LA, or did you take every song and just batch record it there at the time that you had written at the time?
Yeah. Well, actually, so I moved to New York to finish school. I wrote all my songs here right when the pandemic hit and then recorded everything in Texas. I moved to Texas for a while during COVID and recorded everything in my home studio because I was like, there's nobody in LA that's going to be able to do this.
Sure.
And then I did American Idol. So I moved to LA right at the beginning of that. And
ended up like recording 1 or 2 songs there, but they got no idea what country music is out there. They took the song and they made it so weird. And there's songs that live in my phone that will never see the light of day that are so pop. If you listen to it, you're like, oh my God, it's like a jump scare in my discography, man. It's rough.
That's really interesting. I don't think we've ever heard somebody talk about writing a song, taking it to a producer, and then have the producer make the song not what you meant it to be.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what happened there? Like
Yeah.
you wrote it, took it to them, and you're like, that's not what the song is?
Yeah, I
what
mean,
does that feel like? Talk about that. That's interesting.
so I met a couple people through like the industry while I was there, and they really liked the songs. They saw me perform and they were like, this is such a vibe, which is their favorite thing to say. Such a vibe. I was like, yeah, man. And I got there
Totally,
and
bro.
it wasn't the vibe. Like, they were
them.
like, we have like such an image for this, and like they were throwing out like country music names that didn't really make sense. I think it was the only country music artist they really knew. But yeah, I took it to a studio. It was the guy, what band is he from? I Woke Up with a Strange Tattoo. It was that guy.
Doesn't matter.
Wait. We have a fourth wall break.
Hot Shell Ray, right?
Thank
Hot
you.
Shell Ray.
It was the brother
Whoa.
from
We
that
would have
band.
never gotten to
No,
that band.
no. I did that song in show choir, so full circle moment for me. I did not tell him that. Yeah. But
Great pull, Derek.
imagine the song that you just heard, like bringing that to that guy. And he was like, "Yeah, I got this. I
I deserve
I
better.
see the vision. Yeah,
Better than you, even the white kids.
dude." And I had to sit there through the whole session and be like, "Fuck yeah, this is it."
Dude, this is dope. Thanks.
And then he was like, "It'll be $4,000," and I was like, "Hey,
Shut up.
actually, no." Wait a second. Are you not going to let me leave until I pay? He was such a nice guy, but LA is a different vibe.
Was music always around? Like, what was your upbringing like? What was your timeline from like being in Texas and all these cities? Like, when did music enter the picture? Did you have other hobbies? Was it on the back burner? Was it always the forefront? What was like growing up?
Yeah.
What was growing up?
What was
Sarah?
growing up like? Tell me. And go. So music was always around. I grew up, obviously in Texas, like I said. But my dad had one guitar. He had an old Washburn, and it was always on the wall. And I told them when I was like 12 or 13, I was starting to like, as we all do, write songs in our room and our spirals and whatever. It was really bad. They were all like the Butterflies and whatever songs you write when you're like 11. And I told my parents, I was like, I want to learn how to play guitar. And it like opened this can of worms with my father that like I don't think ever would have happened. But our front office started with the one Washburn on the wall, and now he has a room dedicated with like records, and he has like 15 guitars, and it just like reopened because he was in like jazz band and he played music growing up, and I think this like opened this whole world for us too. So yeah, and then I taught myself to play guitar pretty quickly, and then I taught myself to play piano. And my parents bought me an upright piano for like a Christmas gift one year, and then that was it. And they never fucking heard the end of that shit. I was always on it. They were so over
chords,
me playing titanium, and oh my God, dude, it was so bad. And then I wanted to start playing, like I was writing songs and I thought they were pretty good, and I wanted to start playing shows. So my parents would go to bars with me where like they were doing open mics and stuff, and they would beg the bouncer to just let us in to play the songs. And they were the most disgusting bars you'd ever seen. But I would sit with them in the back, like where the bathroom was, where the light was, so I could do my math homework while I was waiting for like my turn. And then I would go play songs for a bunch of drunk old guys, and they, would rant and rave about how I sounded like Taylor Swift, because I think that was quite literally the only person they knew to relate to me. It was like, It was such a cool life to live, and I don't think people really like knew that I was doing that in high school, but I was always playing music. And then my high school found out and capitalized on like free entertainment, so I'd play shows like, at fundraisers and whatever. And yeah, it's always been around, and it's just been growing and growing and growing, and my parents have always been like a huge part of that. So yeah.
The guitar and the piano are both very tactile instruments, very dexterous, very like nitty gritty finger joints reliant. And a lot of people who played both compare the two. Do you find that the piano and the guitar are similar instruments, or was it like a totally different skill set? Because I don't feel similar about the two of them at all. Was there any challenge with like the finger fumbling of it all ever? Like, was the guitar ever like hard or painful, or was the piano ever?
Yeah, I mean, so when I was 18, I got really, really sick. I lost like a bunch of weight, and it was like a process, but I got diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis on my 18th birthday, which was super fun. But
Oh my God, happy birthday.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. It was so awesome. Highly recommend. Yeah, so at that time, like the doctor who I had then, who was great, she was like, yeah, take a pause on like all that stuff until we figure it out. Take a pause. It may not ever be the same, but like take a big pause. And that was like, really shitty. But then I obviously did not listen and was very much like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. And my parents were like, maybe we should. And I was like, absolutely not. So there was a while there where, of course, like bar chords were out of the question. Thank God, I had a real excuse. But it was hard. It's very difficult, and I still have trouble. So I have to play around things sometimes, but it's never impossible. So that was like hard. I think though, like I was learning piano at the time, and I think doing that had the opposite effect of what they thought it was going to do, and it was like
interesting.
It was very successful for me. Like it made me feel great because like I couldn't go for a jog. Like that was not an option. So that was like my cardio basically. So there are times where it still is not great, but I learned to play around it and play through it.
Did you write many songs during that diagnosis period? And do you feel like it changed your, I don't want to say vibe, but do you feel like it changed your, do you feel like it changed your songwriting atmosphere, your influences, your general emotion going into writing? Like, did it affect you outside of the physical at all?
Probably. I think like the song that I am going to play called I Dare You, I wrote during that time, and it was like very emotionally charged. And I think I don't know that I knew it at the time that it was like such a huge part of that, but I think looking back again through like my discography and looking through my songs, like it definitely, I was angry. I was very angry and I was very sad.
That's what I would expect.
Yeah.
Because like it's one thing to get any kind of chronic illness whatsoever, but to get something that feels so beyond your years, I would feel that that's just very unfair. Like I would just be mad in general at the world.
Yeah. Well, and it was a lot of information all at one time. Like I just found out so much about it. Like it wasn't just like my joints hurt. It was like, it's an autoimmune disease. So there's like 900 things that come with it that you have to kind of alter your life around. And I wasn't ready to do that about to graduate high school. I was ready to like party and go to prom and like, so it was just a weird thing that I wasn't ready to deal with. And I don't think anybody's ever ready to deal with something like that. But, I'm very lucky that now it has become a superpower. But at the time, it was very, like everything. It was all we were talking about because we were trying to figure it out. And nobody knew anything about it. We were like, this is an old person thing. Like, we don't know, So it was a lot of knowledge that I wasn't ready to carry, I think. And I think that like charged a lot of my music because I was then trying to figure out how to write around that. And like I could only write in short periods of time where I had energy. So I was really like pumping a lot out in short periods of time. And I think you can feel that in some of the songs. And I was also recording like my very first Big Girl album at the time, like with a local studio with the guy that I love dearly. And it also affected the sessions. Like the sessions were much shorter because like I couldn't really just do much. And it was hard because in your brain, you're like, I can do it all. Like I want to do it all. But then, in the moment, it was like, I can only do so much. And it was really frustrating. And I think even in the songs that aren't emotionally charged, like you can feel that energy being very short-lived. At least I can. But when you listen to it, I don't think you can really hear it. But yeah.
I do want to talk a lot more about the rest of your songwriting, but you mentioned the next song that you're about to sing called I Dare You, and I think the best way to get into the songwriting conversation would just be to hear that.
Okay, beautiful.
All right, let's get into it.
Is that how you hold? Have I ever held a guitar before?
And now if you can keep the same exact face and just...
Somewhere in between the late night talk shows and the morning news, I walked back on my own to the hotel room. I was disgusted with the way you treated me when you called, 'cause you call, you always call. So I dare you to lose me. You're too drunk to find your car keys. So I dare you to make it home on your own, 'cause you said I wasn't something that you needed. So I dare you to lose me. I dare you to lose me. Band-aids in the shape of X's, phone numbers on the back of napkins, all around the room. And I should have known I got myself into some trouble when I met you. So I dare you to lose me. You're too drunk to find your car keys. So I dare you to make it home on your own, 'cause you said I wasn't something that you needed. So I dare you, I dare you, I dare you, I dare you. I've been waiting by this door in case you kicked it in, expecting your worst, 'cause I left you again. Every time we have this fight, you come back every time. But I've been waiting by this door all night. So I dare you to lose me. You're too drunk to find your car keys. So I dare you to make it home on your own, 'cause you said I wasn't something that you needed. So I dare you, I dare you, I dare you, I dare you to love me. I dare you to love me.
Oh, so pretty.
Yeah.
Get out.
So pretty.
Get out of my apartment.
You say you like to put a lot of words in your music and you tell a lot of stories.
Yeah.
I'm very wordy myself, but I often struggle to write a single song with the way that I write, because I find that what I have to say is more than the time that a song could typically allow. And I kind of make the mistake, or rather the choice, to try to tell a long saga of a story in a song rather than just keeping it, boom, one moment and how I feel in that moment.
Yeah.
But I caught an I dare you that you say you're too drunk to find your car keys in the chorus. And that sticks out to me because, like, oh, you're having this entire experience in the moment where this person is actively too drunk to find his car keys. So I just want to hear about how you came at this song. Like, how did you write this song that has so much context, but also is specific that you're in the moment telling him he's too drunk to find his car keys? So I would like to hear about that.
That's a really great question. I love this topic because I think songwriting is so versatile to everyone, but I do think if you listen to like your favorite artist and your favorite song, you will notice that it's so hyper relatable to you because it's about a feeling of a moment. So it can tell a whole story, it can talk about a lifetime, it can talk about whatever, but it's the words that they choose to use to explain how they felt about that that's relatable to you. And so a lot of times when I'm like writing songs, it'll be about like a specific moment or something, but I'm writing about the things that it was making me obviously feel in that instant. And because when you experience those things in real time and then you talk about them later, you don't realize that it's like an explosion of all these different thoughts that you could or would or should feel. And you're not aware of it at the time, obviously, but you're thinking about it. So this song specifically, I was in a relationship at the time that made me feel so not chosen, like not thought about in a way that was important to me. And what I mean by that is in this moment that I was fighting with said person, the fight was happening while he was leaving and he was looking for his car keys and he was looking for his shit. And it just felt like I was fully locked in. I was like, this is so important to me. Like, it feels like everything you're saying right now is an afterthought and a response to me just existing in the space that you're in. Otherwise, we wouldn't be having this conversation. And you're not even focused enough to like find your keys, and I'm not going to look for them for you because like that's the only way I'm going to be able to have this argument is if I don't actively help you to leave. Yeah. Right. So I think a lot of it's a mix for me of both, of like very specific things and events, but like turning them into something that everybody has felt. And I think everybody has felt that feeling of like, you know, that you in the moment, what you're saying or what you're doing is not as important to this person as they are to you. And so you get this feeling of like, okay, like I dare you to give a shit at this point. Like it's a dare, you know, like I dare you to care. I dare you to come back and fix it, but you won't. And so it's like, it's this feeling of knowing that that's not going to happen.
I'm sure you felt the emotion of that song throughout a lot of stages of this relationship. So how do you keep it localized to that instance and not start to stretch out into like, how do you pick what's necessary, especially when you're using so many words to sing and speak?
Yeah. I think that's really important in songwriting is like not going too deep into those things because then it becomes like you become far away from the listener. And
Interesting. That's a really, you become far away from the listener.
Yeah.
Is a really, really good way to put it.
Like I could sit and bitch to you guys about my relationship drama, blah, blah, blah. And he did this 2 months ago and then it made him do this or whatever. But I could sit here and also tell you, he made me feel like I wasn't important to him. And I think you immediately understand that. And then I can go off and be like, because he did this and this. But I think in storytelling, like you can tell a story a million different ways, but I think you can only tell a feeling in a particular like collection of words that you choose to use to be able to express that once and have someone understand that.
When I read, I'm like, I'm writing for me. I'm not trying to tell a story that says we've all been there and we've all felt this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say, this is how I feel. This is how you made me feel. And I want you to get that.
I think those two types of songwriting live like they cohabitate,
and like that,
and your listener will listen to you because of that. It depends. Like people bitch about this all the time, and as songwriters, like we all understand that like you can sit down and write a 6-verse song, and then you're like, I can't cut anything because it's so important. And that I don't think you should ever get rid of that. I think people are really too quick to self-edit, and I don't think you should, because this song started off as like 6 verses, and there was like really specific moments, and then there wasn't, and I was like, okay, I have to decide like what story am I trying to tell when someone clocks into this song. I want them to be here with me, and what's important for that to happen. And I think that's a huge part of it. But also, like, writing for yourself is a big thing. And I think if you're writing for yourself, write for yourself. Like, don't write for the listener. You know, if you want someone to understand a feeling from a song, then do that. And if you want to just write some shit, put it on paper. And, like, if people listen to it, they listen to it. If they don't, they don't. Fuck it, you know? I think, like, just write whatever you need to write to get that moment on paper. And then that's it.
I love watching this conversation because I've getting a chance to play with you and be a part of your music for a little bit of time and being a part of your writing process. Like I watch you two write so oppositely, and like Pat's such a maximalist, and every little detail creates this huge landscape of something, and that's amazing.
Yeah.
And you could write a song with a guitar, and that could be the whole thing. Like it may not need anything else.
Yeah.
And it's so cool that like these are two seemingly opposite things that can all boil down to a single moment and feeling that can be expressed in two totally opposite ways. And
that's why
the magic of songwriting.
That's why it's so interesting to have these conversations and so important, because like songwriting is an art. Like there are some templates certain people can fit, but like songwriting is so different and so personal for every person. So it's difficult to find ways you can talk about and instruct writing a song for something that's so personal to you.
Yeah.
But like we have very different writing styles and come up with very different products. But like the singular truth that you shared is about to be so instrumental for me moving forward, and it's going to make my life as a writer so much easier. So like we can come up with completely different products, but it's very hard to sift through what everyone needs to know to then make their own product.
Well, and like you as a listener, like for example, you go to listen to Lola when you're feeling like I need to feel someone who has been hurt the way that I've been hurt, or you go listen to, like we talked about Rosie the other day in rehearsal, the John Mayer song. I've never experienced that ever in my life, but I go to listen to it because I like the way that song was orchestrated. So as a listener, if you take a step back as a writer and you're like, what do I consume on a day-to-day basis? Like what makes me feel something? It's like all across the board. There is nobody in this world listens to one artist because they get them. They listen to a plethora of their Spotify Wrapped, and that's what makes sense to them. And I listen to Sabrina Carpenter not for her lyrics,
right?
Because she makes me feel hot.
Yeah, exactly.
And so,
yeah.
And there are some songs that Sabrina has written that I'm like, okay, I get this feeling on paper to a T. Like this is something I have experienced. And there's artists that do all sorts of shit. And there's songs that I write that are so country music that are like so just the feeling. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not the experience. It's just the feeling. There are some songs that I write that I'm like, he did this on a Tuesday. And you're like, I feel that. Didn't happen to me, but I feel that. Like I get that, you know? And I think that's important as a writer, is to just write the song.
I just released one of my first ever singles, and it's
so good.
Congrats.
Thank you.
But these guys helped a lot. So did those two behind the camera.
Yeah.
I've been such a fan of leaving as much room for the artist as possible. Like, I mean, I also make beats and do all this other stuff. So I've just like kind of trained myself in making music to leave it as open as possible.
Right.
So then working with Pat, he's like, I think it needs more. And I'm like, there are 45 tracks already. And
That's
most
the
of
thing,
those are
man.
strings. But
Eddie,
like, but
Yeah.
just a guitar and vocals works.
This is why I love Ed Sheeran so much, is because you can go and watch him perform for a stadium with just his guitar. Obviously, he has a loop, and he has like introduced this whole new genre. But like to go and see him just be alone and to be able to produce this level of musicianship on stage and show like it's life changing. And when I saw him perform, it changed the course of my life. And I didn't even know him at the time. It was like the Plus album. Yeah. And I went with friends on accident. Thank God I did. Because it like opened up this world for me of like, oh, I can do this. I can do that. That's something that anybody can do.
I would love to talk about your recent EP that came out. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, totally.
Oh my God, good job.
Thank you so much.
And,
Thank you so much.
you know, taking these songs that you wrote in their simplest form and then trying to find the right things to add to it is got to be such a challenge. And you probably have to do such a good practice of letting go just enough. Like, what was that like for this EP?
That's so real. Luckily, I've worked with some incredible people. Shout out Nick and Mike who did this EP. They're phenomenal. They like mix. They mix everybody's album and they mix it in Dolby Atmos, which is like a crazy experience in their studio. And they are a masterclass in bringing life to a song in the way that the artist has not imagined yet. And I cannot put it any better way. I brought them these songs bare bones. Like, it's a 3-song EP. And this was the first time we'd worked together. And they saw me at a show, like, on accident at Rockwood, back when Rockwood was Rockwood. They just, like, snuck down and watched it. And then afterward, they were like, we gotta do a song. And I was like, absolutely. And I brought them Let It Burn. And it was, like, very raw. It was very bare bones. And they instantly were like, okay, let's do it. And within a day, brought life to this song in a way that I didn't think that could even be possible. And since then, I have trusted them with my whole gut, but it's not very often that you get that. And even to have like the guts to be like, I don't know what this is yet, and to trust someone with that vision is really hard. And so also like they, again, great example of trusting that you don't have to do too much, because I'm going to play these songs live. And a lot of times up until I met you guys, I've been doing it by myself. So I have needed to bring a song in that I wrote, that I imagined, that I brought to life, say, make this into something people can listen to, but also make it something that I can play on stage where they're still experiencing how they feel when they listen to it. So it's been very hard, but I think like the reason I write the way I write is so that I can do that, like is be able to just play it live by myself and be able to do that. But Nick and Mike are unbelievable in the way that they brought these songs to life, like for me. It's just unreal.
The last thing that I want to ask before we hear your last song was like, do you know offhand how many songs you've like written and released? Like how many songs you have released right now?
How many I released? No, I should probably like 20 something. It feels maybe more. Maybe I'm like so off. I don't know. But like there have been songs that have been out that I took down that were like really young. I still have. I hand printed these CDs and have passed them out at school and high school. And I like did the cover myself in Photoshop. My parents still have it. They have it framed somewhere. But yeah, there's songs that just like don't exist in the ether anymore. But I will never do that again. I don't think. I took them down when I got to like college because like I don't. They're gonna listen to this and be like, what? Yeah. But they're honestly, in my opinion, they're some of my best written songs because I was a kid. I had no creative like
inhibitions.
Yeah, I had no influence really negatively yet. Like I had nobody who told me like you need to figure out your genre.
Like no guide rails or anything.
No
either.
American Idol judges saying no. I didn't have that in my bones yet. So like I was just writing to write, man, and it was the best. And I don't ever want to look at the songs and be like, oh, I was like, I didn't know what I was doing.
Totally.
But that's part of it. You know?
I remember we were looking through your Spotify and we saw either your first release was 2014.
Mm-hmm. It was probably Old Polaroid, right? I think.
Yeah, I think that was the name of it.
Yeah,
and we
see the photo shoot of me over the river with the guitar.
That's it,
dude. I felt so serious. My mom went with me. It was the girl who did my senior photos.
Yes. Oh my god, that was my first album cover. Was my senior photo.
Oh,
my dad was like,
always.
My dad was like, oh my god, that looks so good on a CD cover.
My mom sent it to everyone she knew. Yep. I made that cover though. I did like I forget what the app was in high school that you could use to like put like Polaroid whatever. I was like,
I don't remember.
It's probably Word.
I was like, I wear every hat. I'm an artist that does it all.
But when we were going through it and we saw that we were just like, she's written so many songs for such a long time. And I asked the room, and I'll just ask you, I was like, does she have any hobbies? Does she listen? Do you watch TV? Not in a shade way. Like seriously, like,
I don't.
How have you?
Mine's in a shade way. Do you have any hobbies?
I sit in silence quite a bit.
I was gonna say,
until it's time for me to be somewhere. I just sit.
Like actually?
No.
Okay, no. Well, I just mean like
got him.
No.
I feel like it could take so much to write a song and then sit down and make it happen from start to finish. And then you wrote the song and now you have to record it.
No,
like, do you watch TV? Like, is that the only thing you do? Like, what does your life look like that you're able to write so much music?
Secretly, I work for the FBI. Don't put that in there. That is my hobby. That's my pastime. No, I do have hobbies. I enjoy being a normal person in my free time. I do lots of walking and talking and existing and eat. I eat and I drink
chic,
water.
Very
and,
chic.
Yes, yeah.
Nice.
I work, have a job, but realistically, I think it's funny though when we talk about this because people ask me like, do I sit down to write songs? Which I'm sure people ask you guys all the time. No, it comes to me at the worst possible times. I'm sure this is very relatable for you guys, but like most of the time when I'm like driving a car or like I'm hiking, this happened like 2 days ago. My boyfriend and I were in Michigan and we were going for a walk. And he was telling me a story. I should have been active listening. I was not because he said something and I was like, I have to write that down. So I took my phone out of his back pocket and I was like, just give me like 2 seconds. And I wrote it down. He's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm writing a song. And then I just put it back in his back pocket and I'm revisiting it later.
For me, like a melody will come to me when I'm like trying to go to sleep or
it's worse.
In the bathroom. Why those only two places?
There was one time I have to tell you when I was in high school and I like woke up in the middle of the night and it was like 3 a.m. and this happens to me a lot where I like write when I'm like sleeping and I'll write stuff down and then I'll put it away and I'll read it in the morning. I wrote, and I'm still butthurt about this, but I woke up in the middle of the night and I wrote down this entire song, like front to back, entire song, ready to be produced, word for word. And I woke up the next morning and I was like, I'm so ready to like read this. I was like, this is going to win me a Grammy. Like I was so convinced.
Yeah.
It was All of Gravity by John Mayer. It was, and I checked the lyrics, correct. And I was so fucking pissed.
No, I've written somebody
was
else's
This is
so
a banger.
angry.
I've written somebody else's song
I woke
before.
up, I was
for
ready
sure.
to show my parents. Like I was looking at it on the way down the stairs. I was like, you guys, you have to hear this song. It was like in my head too. I was like, I know the melody. Like it's just coming to me like naturally. I was like, I'm a fucking prodigy. Like this is great.
Funny.
I still have it somewhere in my notes app.
That's
I kept
hilarious.
it to remind myself that I need to be humble. But
I would genuinely love to see the screenshot and then compare it to the real lyrics. I would love,
it was
love to see that.
word
That
for
is
word.
So
I was pissed.
funny.
I was in a John Mayer
funny.
era, and I think it was just like really seeping
amazing.
into my blood. Yeah.
Well, I'd love for you to give us a rundown of where everything that you have to offer and where you could like find it. Like, where's your songwriting course?
Yeah.
What's the skinny on that? Where are you on Spotify? What's your name? What are your socials?
Of course. Credit card number. Ready? Get a pen.
Thank
How
you.
much do you make?
Yeah, you don't want to know that. So yeah, you can find me on anywhere you listen to music, even if illegally. It's all under Sarah Olivia Buss. And yeah, I do have a songwriting course called Off the Record, and we're starting our first semester in the spring, but enrollment is very much still open. And it's a very like free energy course, I guess. That was a terrible way to put it, but I think it's like learning very quickly what the structure of songwriting is, and then unbuilding it is what 90% of the course is. So just learning like what a song is at its bones and why people enjoy listening to songs and what the structure is and all those things, and then taking that apart and just being able to like write your own stuff. So that you can find it on Instagram at Off the Record Songwriting. And then all of my stuff's on Spotify. You can listen to Wildfire, my recent EP, on Spotify. You can come see us play some live shows. Matt plays drums for me.
Well, you got one more song for us?
I do have one more song. Ooh.
What's it called?
It's called Beginner's Gospel, and Matt's going to join me.
Oh my God.
Oh,
He's actually going to sing the whole song.
A Sweeney feature.
It's just him there.
Sweeney feature.
You're playing drums now.
Yes. Oh, this is going to be... You can click out now. You can conclude.
Yeah, we got
Go back to your workout.
We got to shift some stuff around, but let's do this.
And go.
And
My angels have the devil's smile. They'll ask you to sit and stay a while, but don't listen to a word they say, 'cause they don't know me anyways. Oh, my angels have the devil's grin. Temptation is the sweetest sin. They'll say the water's fine and you can swim, so go ahead and jump right in. Oh, oh, oh. And I carry around my rosary. God bless the soul that gets stuck with me, 'cause I fall too hard and I scrape my knees. God bless the soul that ends up with me. And my Bible has seen better days. I thank the Lord forgot my name, 'cause it's been a while since I sat and prayed. But here I am in front of you today. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, and I'm convinced that I'll be damned if I keep begging for the upper hand. mind that I'm okay and I'll be fine. Oh, and I carry around my rosary. God bless the soul that gets stuck with me, 'cause I fall too hard and I scrape my knees. God bless the soul.
God bless the soul.
God bless the soul that ends up with me. Oh, and it's as easy as it can be, loving you and loving me. It's as easy as it can be, loving you and loving me. It's as easy as it can be, loving you and loving me. Love ain't nothing if it ain't for free. So here I am down on my knees, and I carry around my rosary. God bless the soul that gets stuck with me, 'cause I fall too hard and I scrape my knees. And I carry around my rosary. God bless the soul that gets stuck with me, 'cause I fall too hard and I scrape my knees. God bless the soul.
God bless the soul.
God bless the soul that ends up with me.
Sick.